and welcome to Royal Oak Comics Party, episode 33. Today, we have our highest profile and most powerful guest ever, Julia Eff.
That's a lot of pressure. I don't know. I'm not prepared. Okay. All right.
Thank you for being so high profile.
Thank you. This is like every book report I never read the book of, and then like Wikipedia'd it at like 2 a.m. That's what it feels like.
Do you do a lot of book reporting at the comic shows?
Not anymore, thankfully.
Do people do book reports on your books?
One day I would hope. Although there are like a couple college classes that are actually like using my book, but back when it was a zine, they were like using it, you know, they would order a ton of them from my distro and be like, oh yeah, we're from the University of Michigan, we're from the University of Wichita, we're from some women's college or whatever, and we want to use this book thing. And that's pretty crazy. Like,
I think the closest we got to that was scamming someone from Michigan State into buying some books from us.
No, the real scam was that you and I were on separate sides of the room, and the buyer for the college library, like bought a set from you and then a set from me on the other side of the room and didn't realize they'd bought the same thing.
I love when people buy for like their college's library or whatever, because they're like, I'll just take one of everything. I'm like, you really want the zine about school shootings? They're like, yeah, I'll take that too.
Oh yeah.
Put it on the company card. And I'm like, ka-ching.
Did you have to modify any of your books to be used as textbooks, like in the classroom? Like, did you have to add the little sleeve with the CD in the back with the adventure game?
Not that fancy. No, it's one time my distro was like, oh yeah, a college just ordered 60 of those. You need to make them, assemble them, and ship them to us ASAP so we can send them to them. And I'm like, okay, guys, I work a job and stuff too.
Yeah.
Like, this is gonna be real fun.
How so do they just tell you, hey, somebody ordered a bunch of these, or do you make a bunch, give them to the distro?
Usually how it works is you make a bunch. The distro puts in their order, and they're like, oh yeah, give us 40 of these, 40 of these, 40 of these, whatever the quantity is. But when that one academic order came in, they had like 5 copies left, and then they ordered like 70. And yeah, they're like, well, we can get those to you, but it's going to be like a week while Julia goes and runs out and makes all these copies and makes them and sends them to us, and then we can send them to you with the other crap you ordered. And it was just...
So you just have to squeeze in like all the folding and copying and stapling and printing. Do you have all that stuff at home? Do you do all of that stuff there?
Yeah, I do all that at home except the printing. I do the printing at Rocket Royal Oak.
Okay, cool.
So it's cool to support a local business, and they give me a sweet deal. So I've done all my printing there like since I moved to the Royal Oak area. So it's been
cool.
It's been a while. And then now Pioneers Press, who's the main distributor I work with, they actually made my most popular zine thing into a book, so I don't have to dick with it anymore.
Is it like a collection of a bunch of different issues of the zine, or is it just a single? It's
just like the one title. So it's a book.
Every thug is a lady.
So they just honestly
Adventures Without Gender.
Scanned. I sent them my originals.
Wow.
They scanned it and reformatted some stuff a little bit to, added white space, added black space, whatever, to make it fit into the taller format.
Cool.
And then just sent it to the printer. And now I don't have to fuss with that because they just make them and then send me a check. And I'm like,
awesome.
Yeah. Right?
Living the dream.
Living the dream. Sometimes it's only $26, but it's $26 I didn't have to fold. So
yeah. Well, this is nice. Yeah.
It's like perfect bound. Look, I got an ISBN number. Nice. Like,
is this a Kate Beaton guest spot in here?
No, I stole a Kate Beaton comic. Oh. They were having a heck of a time with the contract. They're like, we're kind of worried about getting sued by some of these people because the laptop that I had all those images for Every Thug Is a Lady on was actually stolen like 2 weeks after I put this thing out. My house was broken into, and they stole my laptop, my typewriters, and my GameCube. And like my Leatherman tool and...
Stole the typewriters?
Yeah. stole.
It was other zine people.
It was some really
getting some sort of
zine-oriented
vengeance.
crackheads, like just trying to steal
Zine
my crap.
crackheads?
Zine crackheads, just trying to steal my crap. And yeah, oh yeah, this is Julia Eff's typewriter. Except I wasn't.
You think they got more for it?
I wasn't
It's on eBay
famous.
now.
No, I don't know. I checked all the pawn shops and stuff, and I was actually like filmed for Hardcore Pawn or whatever because I went to that one. That
Did you flip out and like hit the bouncer?
No,
and
I
stuff?
didn't hit the bouncer. I very nicely like asked the producer girl that was there. I like gave her a printout of the pictures of my typewriters. I was like, if you see these, can you please like call me? and because they had filmed me and they were like, why are you here today? I'm like, I'm looking for my typewriters because somebody broke into my house and stole them. So if you see my typewriters, call me.
Did they put you on the show?
I
think
don't
you have to have like
know.
a gimmick to actually get on an episode.
was-
like you have to.
It was
you have
like
to
a
flip
bump. They filmed me for like a bump, and they're like, "What do you like about living in Detroit or whatever?" I'm like, "Fucking nothing at this
Out. I
point."
like having a typewriter.
I liked having a typewriter. Now I have no typewriters. Actually, I had like one typewriter under the bed that they missed, but they stole like my 1945 Underwood leader and
Is
like.
it the upright, awesome one?
And like I had a Remington 1040 that when I bought it had never been typed on, and
Whoa.
and I lived in a basement apartment too, so they came in through like the basement style window. I'm like, y'all
What?
really? There's
They
this
came
way
in through the
of-
little vent in the glass blocks
Yeah,
where like,
and
the laundry air goes out.
and then like 30-pound typewriters. Like
this is
what?
like an X-Files
That's
crime.
somebody looking for scrap, and then it's more disheartening to think that they got 10 cents a
never
pound.
occurred to me. Sweet
that,
Jesus.
that 10-cent Underwood upright
I'm
typewriter.
so upset now. Oh my god.
We try to
that-
upset our guests as much as possible on this show.
This is so shitty, guys.
So what else is horrible is happening lately?
What other horrible things? Well, me and my boo thing are trying to buy a house, and the bank really doesn't like that. They're like, where did all this money come from? And I'm like, zines. And they're like, what's a
What's
zine?
that?
And I'm like, I don't want to have this conversation with you, bank person.
There's no box on like the bank form
No,
that says like, is
no.
it from zines?
Not at all. And it's just like, I've saved up all this money from just doing fests and selling my zines and my
Yeah.
my $26 royalty checks and everything. And it's great, you know, because we now have almost enough money. We have like all our down payment money ready, and we're just a couple $100 away from like full title and closing costs and everything too.
Awesome.
So we're like looking at houses and working with, realtors and all that. It's really grown up, scary, terrifying. Like I'm probably gonna start crying kind of shit here. And then, and I had just all this money in a box under my bed, which really wasn't that safe, but my bank account had gotten like stolen earlier this
man.
year. So I was like, I'm taking all the money out of the bank. I'm keeping it in the house. It'll be safer, because I don't trust the bank. And then Nolan's boyfriend's like, don't tell the bank that you don't trust the bank when they're trying to get them to give us some
Like, I don't trust the bank.
I don't
I'm
trust the
gonna bring my
bank.
shoebox in here.
Yeah, and I redeposited all my money back in the bank, and the underwriters and people are starting to look at it, and they're going like, "What is this? Can you prove any of this?" And I'm like, "Look, I have a note." I'm like, "Do you want my accounting?" They're like, "You have accounting?" I'm like, "No, I have a notebook with ticky marks in it of how much I sell at each fest. Do you want that?" Like. And I don't even have all of them because some of them I did like on the backs of receipts and stuff because I forgot my notebook.
Ours
at
are like
home.
on the back of like a big loaf of muffin bread that
I think we were writing
had.
on a muffins last time.
Yeah, I mean, or I'll write like
Never
on,
getting a house.
on the cash envelope that I got from the bank when I got my singles, like for
Yeah.
the fest, and then I obviously throw that envelope away because by the time it goes to the fest and then comes back home, it's all like torn up and so much for accounting.
So do you spend a lot of time throughout the year going to different festivals and like zine fairs and conventions and
It's
things
kind of
like
gotten worse throughout the years. Like
that? You mean worse as in you're going to more?
I'm going
Okay.
to more,
Yeah,
and
that
it's
is worse.
It always like, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make so much money, and then I'm like, forget to factor the fact that I have to buy all of my tickets and find a
Yeah.
place to stay, and then I'm like, oh, I found a stationery store. Let's spend $36 on pens that we don't have at home. Like,
Yeah.
so I never factor all that in because if I did, I would just cry.
Do you go far across the country and other places, or do you try to keep it like within a couple hundred miles, or what?
I want to go like out, but I have this deathly fear of flying. I've never been on a plane, and I have no intention to. Like, oh God, no, never. I'm planning to go to LA Zine Fest next year, though. Maybe.
Are you gonna fly?
Question mark. It maybe I would kind of have to, because otherwise I would have to take like over a week.
You could take a train.
Like, no, I looked into it, and the
Yeah.
train is like $9,000, and it takes
What?
like 2.5 weeks, and it's just
What?
Yeah, no, I would spend like
Really?
a month getting there and
Boycotting
back.
trains.
Yeah.
Trains are
You're not
are
going on a
intense.
train ever?
Nah. No, I like trains. I mean, I took a train from here to Kansas City. I was a guest at Kansas City ZineCon.
That's far enough for it.
Yeah, and so that was like a long train ride, and there was this really cute Amish baby on the train. Though. It was like
Just by itself.
well, no, I mean it had parents, but the parents had nicer smartphones than I do. Like I was really
So they were ignoring the baby.
yeah, they were like really ignoring this baby, and I was just like, oh, this baby's so cute though. It wasn't like fussing or anything. It was just a really happy baby. The furthest I've been would probably be like Kansas City. I did Kansas City this summer. I've done Chicago a few times. Chicago has just like gotten so big that it's almost like unwieldy.
Yeah.
Like I don't really like to table Chicago because there's
It's too hectic and crazy.
It's
or what?
hectic and crazy, and there are like up over 300 tablers now. So. Yeah, so if you're also tabling and you want to go look at stuff, good luck, buddy.
We're not. They
Does
don't
it
like us.
does it dilute the pool then? Like because there's so many people offering stuff?
Basically, and then if you're in certain spots in the layout, you get, you're
Yeah.
like, everybody panic buys in a certain area, and
Oh,
so
yeah.
if you're
Yeah.
over there, you make bank, but like I'm never,
We need to crank up the panic wherever we are.
right? Just generate, just like, oh my God, the fest is ending in 20 minutes. Like, if you could figure out a way to carry that momentum all day,
We could
though.
just bring this broken clock and say, look what time it is. It's
Look
about
what
to be
time it
over.
It's comics time.
It's comics time.
But I think we have reps as such loudmouths that they do. They put us in the
Corner in
the
the
low traffic.
I don't know how, and then people try it if it's like my friends doing organizing or whatever. They're like, I tried to put you in a better spot this year, but then I always end up sitting next to like the same 3 people.
Yeah.
And because I have the spooky table and nobody really wants to sit next to me. It's like, oh, you get over, everybody's got their cute little flower tablecloths and everything, and then you like turn the corner and there's my table and it's just like a black hole of death and depression. And people,
Is yours just a stacked high with everything? Like you have a
No,
lot of
it's-
stuff out on the table?
I have a lot of stuff because I'm prolific, apparently. People have called me prolific. But yeah, I just have so many things. And then I've got like, my table is dark purple. Like my tablecloth is dark purple with like spider webs on it. And I've got like a stand-up coffin display. And I've got skulls and a bust of JFK that appears to have been shot. And it's not really... Kids look at it and they go, ooh, and then they
go, ooh, JFK.
Right, they come running over, and then little Timmy's looking through my zines about murder, and their parents are like, ugh, and I'm like, ugh, control your kid, get him out of here. Like,
Yeah.
sorry, child, not for you. I'm gonna take that away now. I don't need your mom freaking out because you grabbed the Columbine zine. Like,
Yeah, that happens to us too. They're like, how about, would this be okay? Would this one?
Is
Would
this-
And they're
I'm-
like,
I'm
let's go,
like,
maybe
yeah,
this
no,
one.
none of this.
It's a pin. This
I don't even have pins.
This would probably be fine.
Like my sticker that my distro made for me, it's my gender is fuck you. And it's like, yeah, no, not really anything kid appropriate. And then I always have like candy and stuff on my table too. So everybody's like, candy and stickers, and oh, it looks super kid friendly. And then you get over and it's just scenes about being abused and like dying and stuff. It's super.
you
super
lure them in
hot.
with the candy.
Right?
And
I'm
then
like, oh,
the
come
abuse
look at all my
can-
beautiful colors. I feel it's like purple and green, and it's all exciting. And then it's just like dark shit is happening over
Yeah.
here right now.
Everything needs to just be in a little drawer with a lid that opens up.
That's actually a really good
Yeah.
idea.
Like a bulk candy drawer.
yeah. You look at it, open the
drawer.
thing. You pull zines out with a
We
giant
tried
scoop.
that. We had all the little mini,
yeah.
little foldy ones,
I
and
have
we were
cute
like,
little
all you
foldy
can
ones,
scoop for.
The thing of like comics have to be in good condition, I think it even permeates the like indie publishing
think?
scene and like zines thing, where they didn't want to like rummage through a big box of minis.
Right.
Oh, yeah. I get people that they come up to my table, and I usually have stuff up on easels so you can see like the inside of it, because my covers are pretty minimalist most of the time, but then the insides are just like chock full. Like, so I'll have a couple open on easels, and then I'll have piles of the zine in front of it for people to actually like look at, so they're not disassembling my display.
Yeah.
But then people don't even want to like touch the ones that are there to be touched, and I'm like, please interact with it and buy it. Just like.
Are you just grabbing people's hands and like that's what we have to do to get anyone to look at anything?
I'm like, oh yeah, here, check that out. Or I work retail, so it's. I just went to retail voice, and that was really scary. It's like when the mom voice comes out. That's really, oh God, why? No, or when. What drives me nuts is when I have the little folded up, like the 1-page minis, right? They're the 8 pages, and bloop, bloop, bloop. And people stand there and they read the entire damn thing, and then they put it down, go, that's nice, and then walk away.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm like, how about give me $1? Like,
Right.
It's
it's
$1.
only $1. Like,
You rented it
only $1.
for
Yeah.
that amount of time. That rental fee is $1.
I've started telling people, I'm like, if you're gonna stand here and read the whole thing, you do have to pay me. And they're like,
I like that.
And then they read it and they go to walk away. I'm like, okay, where's my $1? Like, I warned you. You absorbed all of my zine
This is not a
and
library.
did not pay me for it. Like, in any other, I'm not trying to hustle you for money circumstance. Yeah, go ahead, read the whole thing. But like, I'm here to make money, bitch. Like,
Right.
gotta get stuff done.
Be well, you wouldn't be surprised. You do this all the time, but how few other people at these things have that attitude?
I honestly, the crappy mall job, like, oh yes, you're going to buy this thing. Like, really.
Of what? There to make money?
Yeah.
Nobody else really.
No, everybody's
Right.
like,
To
oh,
have
just
that.
take this, just take it. And if somebody's really, they're telling me their story or whatever, they're like really hurting for the zine, or they're like, oh man, I only have enough money but then I'm super, super torn, and I'm like, hello, fellow, weird MySpace traveler, like, let's be best friends, and then I'll give them some stuff.
Right.
Because I'm not just gonna like, oh, your aura is really pretty, and just give like everybody. I can't buy a house with pretty auras, I'm sorry.
Right.
Like,
Can't even get back home with that.
can't get back home with that. And then I go to some of the ones that are really far flung, and like, I was just in Minneapolis, Milwaukee. I always get Milwaukee and Minneapolis confused. Milwaukee, MKE, yes, Milwaukee. I was just in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
If any of my Milwaukee Zine Fest friends are watching this, they're gonna be like, what the fuck is this bitch talking about? And yeah, I was just in Milwaukee, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm from Detroit. And then people are like, where are you from? You said you were from Milwaukee, right? I'm like, no, I'm from Detroit. Buy the thing so I can get my butt back to Detroit. Like, this was not a fun Greyhound trip. This was a really long one. Please buy my things. Like, I have to guilt them sometimes. Just
Yeah.
force them to
Absolutely.
force them to buy your shit.
That's fair.
So all of us are going to be at Genghaskhan.
Hey,
whenever that
that'll be
whenever that
fun. That's
happens.
in like a weekend and a half.
Ooh.
But
I
there-
have like 900 zines to assemble before then, so not 900,
Yeah.
but a lot.
Us too.
Yeah.
But in one of their emails, it was like, as is our tradition,
the
everyone table
free
and share
thing.
the free
Yeah, free
thing.
thing.
What
The
do you think
free
about that?
thing.
Free thing.
Oh, I
Did that stand out in bright red flaming letters to you too?
The last year was my first year at Genghaskhan. I have done Genghaskhan before. I am aware that the free thing exists. However, last year at Genghaskhan, my free thing was my friend B, who lives in Cleveland, who I stay with when I go to Cleveland, who does Genghaskhan with me now. She's a baker, like by profession and by hobby. She is like a hardcore like baker.
Wow.
So I was like, oh yeah, when you buy something, I will give you a free artisanal, delicately crafted treat that B made to theme to my zines. She made all of these different treats that like matched my zines. And it was really cool. I was like, so that's my free thing. If you buy something, you get a treat. But this year, Jim Joyce actually gifted me a bunch of scratch-off stickers. So I'm going to be doing something with scratch-off stickers
Oh.
for my free thing.
What is scratch off stick? It has
Like
an image underneath, or you
no,
smell it?
No, the scratch off like scratch off lottery tickets.
Oh.
Stickers to make your own scratch off.
Oh, you can make your own. Oh,
So
neat.
I'm making my own scratch off.
That's cool.
doohickey thing for
That's cool.
Genghaskhan. And I only have a set quantity of scratch off stickers, so when we're done, we're done. Like,
yeah, we'll have a set quantity too, but our free item is a 3D printed shank that says Royal Oak Comics Party on it.
really, I will definitely be by your table. It's going to be so
It's
much
free.
fun. Oh yes, I would pay for a 3D printed Royal Oak Comics Party shank because that's the best piece of zine, comic, whatever related merchandise I've ever seen. Like,
You try to stab somebody with it and it just breaks.
it's just right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Safety first.
like most things in Detroit. Like, oh,
It just breaks.
it just breaks. You tried. You tried. Congrats. But yeah.
So
I'm
I
stoked.
just wanted to ask, like, you've been to probably a lot more of these comics things than we have.
How
We've
many
been
have
to
you
some,
gone to?
I don't know. We've been to space.
It seems like a million.
It seems like a million, but it's really not that many. Like space.
I've never been
Detroit
to space.
comics thing.
I think the heyday of space is completed. And now it's like, if you're not going to draw a Superman or a zombie.
Oh, I thought we were talking about like peeing in the magic toilet and like eating
outer space.
Oh,
Oh,
outer
yeah,
space?
eating
This
meat
was
out of a
inner
tube.
space.
Oh.
Very inner Ohio space.
That's unfortunate.
I don't know. They held it the last time they held it right next door to the Ohio Tax Collection Bureau,
Right.
which was
Only in
questionable.
Ohio, man.
Yeah.
I freaking love Ohio. It's so good.
But what are the hallmarks of what you would consider like a successful convention? Like
A lot
that?
of
What do you-
people go to it.
Yeah.
And
okay.
they are ready to fling their money at you.
Yeah.
That's Genghaskhan last year for me. I don't know if it was because my first year doing it or because I was like a zine person in the comics convention. I don't know if I'm going to get the same traffic this year or not, but last year I did really well. And
Was it well attended last year?
there were so many people at it.
And how many people have tables there?
I don't know. It's one of the smaller ones. I would say it's kind of like, I don't know. It's bigger than Milwaukee Zine Fest. It's definitely smaller than I would say it's probably Kansas City Zine Fest sized.
My hopes
Okay.
are up so high now.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
me too.
you guys, you've never done Genghaskhan before?
No, this is the
I
first
went
time. We
last
met
year.
the guys at Space and talked to them, and then
I went
Yeah.
last year and I like talked it up to everybody, and now a bunch of the people that I know are going. So it's like if they all have a shitty ass time, like this is all my fault.
well, we'll blame you too.
I
even
told
though we
all
didn't
these
go.
Chicago peeps to come out here. I'm like, oh yeah, dude, Genghaskhan is like ripping. Cleveland wants to throw money at you, and
Good. I hope so.
Cleveland's
I'm
cool.
excited too now.
And then and
Jesus.
Durf's gonna be there, right? The my friend Dahmer dude, like, and I think Dr. Cat MD girl is gonna be back. She has
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Cat on the
What is that?
tumblers. Oh, it's a comic of a doctor, or it's a cat that's a doctor. It's a
Oh.
really shitty at being a doctor, as you would imagine, because he doesn't have thumbs.
Oh, like a real cat,
Well,
not an
yeah.
anthropomorphic cat.
No, yeah, it's like a little, it's a cat-sized cat, and it's a doctor, and it's really kind of crappy at its job.
Do you have any new stuff coming out this
No,
con or?
I don't think so. Question mark. There's always room for me to like crap out another zine before next Saturday, right? No, I've got.
Heard it here first.
I mean, sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna have anything ready, and then I'm like 11th hour, like just covered in paste, just like I've got to get this thing done. You know, I don't have anything planned, but it could happen. It's not outside the realm of possibility. I'm gonna have cool little scratch off freebie cards. That should be enough for
Cool.
you people.
It's enough. That's enough. What's the
satisfied.
book you're gonna push?
Oh, I have that too. I think I have that anyway. My friend California Rachel, who lives in California, as the name would
Who
imply.
lives in Milwaukee?
My friend California Rachel, who lives in Milwaukee. No, my friend California Rachel and I actually collaborated on a thing, and it's called Truly the Shittiest Archaeologist Ever. So it's about Indiana Jones, as you can imagine. And wow, I appear to have entirely misplaced. Meh. All right, Indiana, you win this time.
He's the only archaeologist I know by name.
Right. Well, and then there's the dude on Expedition Unknown, and we get in a fight about this a lot, me and my boyfriend, about who is a shittier archaeologist. And I say Indiana Jones, hands down.
Oh, then there's the ones from Jurassic Park, too.
Oh, they
archaeologists.
really, they messed up bad, though. Like, they screwed up. Anyway, it was in my backpack, and I don't know, maybe it's like flapping around Stevenson, like,
Okay.
just as I attempted to ride here, it just unfurled. It's a 6.5 foot long Twitter zine about Indiana Jones.
6.5 feet long?
Yeah.
Like a scroll?
It scrolls.
Ooh.
It scrolls. And I feel like for the comic people, that's going to be the big one.
Cool.
So I've got to prepare a bajillion of those. Approximately a bajillion.
You need a lot of 6 foot paper? Or are you
No,
gluing
it's
it all
actually,
together?
it's on, I printed on 8.5, like by 11, like regular paper. And then I
Slice it up.
and then tape it together and then fold it very gently into a little accordion so it ends up being like this big, but then you take the string off of it and it goes poof. And
Just put water on it.
yeah, it's like when you do the trick at the restaurant with the straw paper. You've never.
Yeah, you crinkle
I'm familiar with it.
Yeah, you shove it down and then you can drop it and it makes a little
Create, like,
straw
a gigantic
worm.
version of that.
That's kind of what it's like. And yeah, and it's her tweets, and she like live tweets movies. She has a dog, and she just kind of like hangs out on her bed and just like watches a bunch of movies and tweets them. And there are pictures of her dog interspersed because she really likes her dog. And she's like, it's crazy because from reading her zine or reading her tweets, you would be like, oh my God, who is this crazy person? But she's like, you know, she's got like many degrees and stuff. She's
In archaeology?
not in archaeology, no, in art history. She's got her shit really far together and then still manages to do all this internet screaming in her spare time.
Wow.
So-
like Indiana Jones is
Indiana
a teacher
Jones.
and also an adventurer.
Exactly.
She's just like Indiana Jones.
She's really concerned about the welfare of his students, though. Like, she's like, he's never going to get tenure. He's going to have to teach until he's like 105. Like,
At least somebody's looking out for him.
so yeah, so this zine, it's awesome, and I wish I had it because it's so spectacular to just go, aha!
Well,
So you're going to have to get it at Genghaskhan. But
yep, you'll have to go to Genghaskhan.
it's
Which is
Alright.
in the future.
Which is in the future.
Which
in
is
the present,
future.
we're out of time already.
Oh.
But thank you so much
Shit.
for coming on the show. We appreciate it, and we're
gonna
excited
party.
to Comix party with you in Cleveland.
I'm excited.
All right.
So, yay.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Is
And
that
we'll
it?
see. Yeah, we'll see
where
everyone
do I
else
wave?
next time. Wave to this
Wave
over
to
here.
that thing?
That's where
All
they
right.
all are.